सन्मात्रमद्वयमनामयचिच्छरीरं तत्त्वं पदार्थनिगमामृतबोधरूपं कोऽहं विचारमहसैव च बोधनीयम् आनन्दमात्मरमणं शरणं प्रपद्ये।
ॐ नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यः हरिः ॐ। उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धाम दाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्यां जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम्। हृदयकमलमध्ये राजमानं मुनीन्द्रं प्रणतजनसुधाब्धिं ज्ञानमार्गाग्रगण्यम् ऋजुपथदिशम् आद्यं दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपं रमणगुरुवरेण्यं भावये बोधसूर्यम्। देहं ऋण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः। कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधियां दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितयाम्। अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं। यस्मिन्नेव भवेत् स्थितं समुदितं यस्मिन्नेव भवेत् स्थितं जगदिदं यस्यैव सर्वं जगत् यस्मात् सर्वमिदं भवेत् समुदितं यस्मै समस्तं भवेत्। येनेदं निखिलं जगत्समुदयात् सर्वं यदेव स्वयं सत्यं गुप्तधनं तदेव हृदये तत्सत्परं धीमहि। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। Last few days we have been seeing the second part of Ulladu Narpadu. The first portion, Ulladu Narpadu, 40 verses of Bhagavan. It's already there. Anyone can listen to that in the YouTube. It has been elaborately spoken for about 37 days. Now, this is the second portion, the 11th verse. Yesterday we saw the 10th verse. It contains the essence of Bhagavan's teaching. Along with it is like a meditation on Arunachala, the real nature of Arunachala. It's a complete Vedanta, where Bhagavan says, dēhaṁ mriṇmayavat jaḍātmakam. Many of you would have heard this shloka chanted by me in every discourse as a meditation shloka. So the first line is, the body is inert. Aham buddhirna tasya asti. It never expresses itself as I. Ataha. Ataha means so. Nāham tat. I am not the body. Tad abhava supti samaye. Tad apeta supti samaye. We can have these two versions because the abhava was changed as apeta by Kavyakantha Ganapati Muni, which Bhagavan also accepted. Both almost means the same meaning. In the deep sleep, the body is not experienced. Even there, no one denies one's existence. Siddha Atma Sadbhava. The existence of oneself is proved. It is undeniable. Every day we enter that state and come out without knowing what is there. Is there ignorance in deep sleep? It is a great dialectic discussion in Vedanta Shastra. And in Brahma Sutra, Bhashya Shankaracharya comes to the conclusion. In the Anandamayadhikarana, where he says, there is only pure Brahmanubhava there. And when you wake up, what happens? How you become estranged from that state, move away from that state. The I arises, the I thought, the individual, Jiva Bhava. That is why Bhagavan very often remarked, go by the way you came. Someone asked Bhagavan, I want to do tapas. My Guru told me, you go to Ramana Maharshi, he will show you where you should go to do tapas. He thought Bhagavan will tell him some place in the hill where he should sit for tapas. First few minutes Bhagavan did not reply. Then he was waiting for the answer. He has come with so much longing. Bhagavan did not reply. He asked, where should I go to do tapas? Then Bhagavan, after some minutes, he was about to go for his regular walk. So he stood up and massaged his knee and was getting up. Then this youngster, he said, I have come such a long distance, expecting that you will show me a place to do tapas. But you are not giving me any reply. Then Bhagavan smiled and said, tapas pannanama voy. You want to do tapas? Vanda valiye po. He said, go by the way you came. Who wants to do tapas? Where from this eye arise? Seek the eye, trace the eye to its source. And that is tapas. What happens? The eye arises from the heart. And back to the heart, the eye merges every day. The Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad says, the heart is the treasure house, hiranya-nidhisthana. As if you have buried all gold there and walk over it without knowing, begging for 1 rupee. Becoming a beggar, standing exactly in a place where you have buried gold. Every day you enter that state and come out without knowing. The mind enters the heart and comes out. There is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, I am equal to all, but only those who worship me, they will get me. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. Those who meditate on me, I am in them and they are in me. Otherwise, everybody is in me only. Every day, everyone is entering into that state, becoming one with Brahman. And unknowingly comes out. But if you want to experience the same, very beautiful, sagely answer. We have to say Bhagavan's answers are the perfect arsham. We say arsham means sagely answer. Somebody asks Bhagavan, so do you say that deep sleep is self-realization? Bhagavan's answer is, it is self. That's all. Realization you have to attain waking state. By absorbing that state in the mind, by absorbing that state into the intellect, by making the I, the abhimana vritti absorbed in that, tad buddhayaha, tad atmanaha, tannishtaha, tad parayanaha. Gachanti apunaravrttim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. In the very waking state, no more ignorance, no more wandering about. So every day you enter that state and come out. The moment you come out, there is an illusion of getting separate from it. Actually, even now there is no ignorance actually. You are the same even now, whether you know it or not. You are that. But to become aware of it, to be conscious of that, inquire the real nature of I. Trace the I to its source. நான் எங்கு எழும்பும் என்று ஆய்ந்து அறிய வேண்டும். இந்த நான்கிற விருத்தி எங்கே உதிக்கிறது அப்படின்னு தேடி பாரு. ஹிருதயத்தில் ஆழ்ந்து அறிய, அதனால தான் தமிழில் ஆழ்வார் அப்படிங்கிற ஆழ்ந்து அறியக்கூடியவர்கள். So where from this I thought arises? What is the I thought? Thus you go within. Kōham bhavayutaha kuto varadhiya. Bhagavan uses one word there, varadhi. The dhi means the buddhi, the intellect. Vara means pure. And vara also means the intellect has taken a divine resolve that it wants only that. Vara, varichikiradu. Varenyam. Gayatri mantra, varenyam. I want only that. I don't want anything else. The self chooses him This is Shankaracharya's words. The self chooses him whoever chooses the self. Ena sadhagena svikritaha. The seeker is choosing that I want only this, nothing else. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. That arises in the heart. Application is given. Then the vehicle will come and take you. Okay. At last you will understand that even your choosing is by His grace. But in the beginning, it is your choice. It is not one among many other things. அறவே உன்னை சேர்ந்த அடியார் இல்லையா, மற்ற ஒன்றும் அறியாதார். வேறு எதுவும் வேண்டாம், எனக்கு பகவானை தவிர எதுவுமே வேண்டாம். அது என்னன்னு கூட தெரிய வேண்டாம். You need not even know what is that state, but you have the divine resolve that I want only that. Such an intellect is completely free of all distractions. That is what varadhiya. Bhagavan uses the word varabuddhi. The buddhi, that is what in Aksharamanamala we are seeing. Bhagavan is the bride, Arunachala is the bridegroom. And he is telling, if I fail to attain you, I will melt my body and mind in tears and become one with you. That pure resolve, pure intelligence. Varadhiya drishtvatmanishtatmanam. Thus enquiring, who am I? What is me? What is this aham, I? Then what happens? The I, just like in deep sleep, consciously it enters the heart. Thukam polave arituyil. Thukam polave poradu. It enters the heart, and there Arunachala Shivaha. Bhagavan says Arunachala Shiva will arise from within. How will he arise? Sōham spuranam arunagiri śivavibhu. Swayam ڻuḷaruṇarn. That Arunagiri śivavibhu, that Arunagiri arises from the heart, the all-pervading, that whole, that Purna arises from within as I am that. The implied meaning of I as the implied meaning of aham, Arunachala arises in the heart as pure self. So, this is the one of the important shlokas in Anubandha. Whoever want a meditation shloka, they can take these two, Hridaya Kuhara Madhye, dēhaṁ mriṇmayavatu, both. You can use both of them as meditation shloka for self-enquiry. In that first verse, Bhagavan gave the entire essence of self-enquiry. How you have to take the mind deep inward with the aid of breath control, prana sanyama. So that we already elaborately have spoken about that. Now, next verse, when Bhagavan was in Skandashramam, very free. Ramanashramam, after coming to Ramanashramam, Bhagavan was very busy because always people will be waiting. Even if when Bhagavan goes for a walk, attendant will come to call. People are waiting there. Bhagavan used to make a remark, my jailer is coming to arrest me. And he used to call his sofa as his jail. So, Bhagavan has made a great remark that somebody has to do research on this Swamitva. You know what Swamitva means? It means becoming a guru. Someone has to do research on that, because you all are free. You can come and go away anytime. But I have to sit here. And with all his Swamitva, Bhagavan maximum tried to be absolutely free. Anyone can sit, any great person can come. He will go for his walk whenever it is needed. Even if there is anything to talk, then only he will talk, otherwise he will keep quiet. So when he was in Skandashrama, in the hill, he was not always sitting like this. He was sitting without any movement, like a stone in Guru Murtam. If you want to go to that place, you can go and see that. It is about 5 kilometers away from the Arunachala bus stand, Tiruvannamala bus stand. You can go and see that place. There he used to sit like stone. No food, nothing. That Payani Swami who was serving him used to pour some milk or something into his mouth once in a while. But later on he found out that it is no more needed. The body also became very stiff. So he started moving, going to the town, take bhiksha and putting oil in body, taking bath in Mulayapal Tirtham. Everything started. And in the hill he was walking. And he used to recommend that for self-enquiry, walking is very powerful. People think you have to take breakfast in Ramana Ashram and directly go to the old hall to meditate. What kind of meditation at all? All the Italy goes inside. There are people who are snoring also. So, somebody remarked, recently I feel that is very good remark. Somebody said, the worst invention that man has done is a chair. That is why he recommended Giri Pradakshinam so much. Not this crowded Giri Pradakshinam. Formerly it was very, very free, Those who are here for so many years, they know. Even Paurnami day you can walk alone. Inwardly centered. Arunachala himself will kindle the fire of enquiry within. Muruganar has remarked once, he asked Bhagavan, what is the use of going around the hill? Bhagavan said, Poi paru vai. You just go and tell me. So he walked. After some time, naturally, the inquiry was happening. The spurti, spandana was there, and body consciousness left. So that is the power of walking meditation. And Bhagavan used to remark about it as sanchara samadhi. Sanchara samadhi. He walked and walked and walked everywhere in the hill. And that he loved also. He enjoyed that. The walking habit of Bhagavan was started right from the hill. Even when a great sage like Narayana Guru came to see him, even on that day, Bhagavan went for his walk. He was sitting there, he went for his walk. That divine indifference, spiritual indifference, udasina bhava, whoever it is, that atmasthiti, seeing that only Narayana Guru wrote some verses on Bhagavan, ever rooted in the self. Swanya bheda shunyaha, never considering I or he or him, nothing. In the hill, very, very relaxed life. Very few visitors. And people who were around Bhagavan, they were also somewhat jokers. Many of them. Kunjaswami has spoken very humorously about many people there. They were all very simple people. One person came after getting retirement from military. And somehow he felt Bhagavan need a bodyguard. So he used to have a gun-like stick. It was only stick, and he used to hold it like this and stand like that. Shipoi Swami. He was called Shipoi, means Javan, military man. So he was called Shipoi Swami. All kind of funny people were around Bhagavan at that time. One day, Bhagavan's childhood friend Rangan came, and he had lot of loan, debt. So he was under great stress. And Bhagavan was very compassionate to him. And when Rangan was there, a person came from the town and was having an argument with Bhagavan. Rangan was looking at that, what is happening here? Bhagavan said, Ranga, உனக்கு தான் கடை இருக்குன்னு நினைக்காத, எனக்கு பெரிய கடம்ப்பா. He said, do you think only you have debt? See, he says, somebody has bought in my name about 800 rupees, things for about 800 rupees. 800 rupees in those days means it is very costly. And what has he bought? All kind of things like oil, cheap, powder, and all these things somebody has bought in the name of Ramana Maharshi. And this person is a shopkeeper, has come to the Skandashram to ask for money. All kind of funny things used to happen around Bhagavan there in Skandashram. One day, all devotees, they decided to celebrate Bhagavan's birthday for the first time. See, this is a very interesting subject because you go to the tribals. You need not even go to tribals. We have seen in our own village people, illiterate people who are not at all aware when they were born. And even our own case, if somebody has not told us, we will not be knowing the date of birth, the time, all these things. Here it is more accurate because of the astrology. Whether it is 9/5 or 9/15, sometimes the lagna will change. If someone has not told, I will not know that I am born. So too you need not fear about death also, only others will see. Somebody heard me talk this. Many have heard, and one family told me, our grandfather was very afraid of death. So he was taken to the hospital and they are going to put him inside the ICU, intense care unit. By the time he was very afraid, another person came to him and told him, don't fear, Nachur Swami has told that only we will see your death. You will not be aware of your death. I already was afraid. The moment he heard the name death. So birth and death is only information. There is no happening in one's I am. But devotees were about to celebrate Bhagavan's birthday. Then Bhagavan said, birthday? The only thing that you have to do on birthday is to cry. He wrote a song like that. He wrote a song, Pirandanalenum Pirandanaleto Peruvila Shevir. Rendu song, rendu paattu unnadu. Pirandanalenum Pirappukku Azhadu Pirandanal Utsavame Penal Inanda Pinatthukku Alangarikkum Petpolam. At least on birthday you have to weep. Without doing that, Utsavam, celebrating it, eating all the cake and sugar goes high, and on the very day, you can cry also. Pirandanalenum Pirappukku Azhadu. That happened 2 years back. A person who was very healthy reached his 100th year. And on that day, all his very big family, the whole family tree was there. All of them were there. children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren and all their children's and his friends, everyone was there. He was a poet. And you know what happened? They came to the plan of cutting cake. Generally in India, especially in Kerala, they don't do that. Some puja will be done in the olden days. Now everybody is cutting cake. And every relative, friend, they put a little bit of cake on that old man's mouth. Somebody told by night they had to put rice grains. You know what rice grains means? When the person is dead, they put rice grains. Like that, by night the person collapsed. So anyway, that very day they were crying. பிறந்தநாளேனும் பிறப்புக்கு அழாது. At least on பிறந்தநாளேதோ பெருவிழா செய்வீர். பிறந்தநாளேனும் பிறப்புக்கு அழாது. பிறந்தநாள் உற்சவமே பேணல். Celebrating the birthday is like decorating the dead body. So what should we do? பிறந்தது எவன் என பிரம்மமூலத்தே பிறந்ததெவன் என எவன் நான் பிறந்தது எவன் என்று பேணி தன் பிரம்மமூலத்தே பிறந்தது அவனே பிறந்தான். பிறந்தான் அவன் நிதம் முனீஷன் அவன் தினமும் நவன் நவன் நாடு. என்ன ஸ்லோகம்? லேபே ஜனிம் யஃப் பரமேஸ்வமூலே விசார்ய கஸ்மாதஹமித்யுதாரஹ சயேவ ஜாதஸ்ஸ நித்யஜாதோ நவோ நவோயம் சததம் முனீந்திரஹ. This translation is Lakshmana Sharma's translation. You inquire who is born. The answer is I. And find out what this I is, where from is it born. Then you have a new birth. This I vanishes and there is a very fresh birth inside, and that is your true birth. And from that moment onwards, every moment it is new. Navo navoyam satatam munindra. You know, Ramana Maharshi, that name. The name Ramana, in Sanskrit, there is a beautiful derivation for that. Pratikshanam yan navatamupaiti tadeva rupam ramaniyatayaha. What is Ramaniya? That which is Ramanam. Nature of Ramana. It means every moment it is fresh. You can see in nature sunrise. You can see every day the same sun rising, but it is fresh. A remarkable film you cannot see every day. The movie is very good. I will see it from morning one time, evening again, every day. It is not possible. But sunrise you can see, nature you can see, a mountain from distance you can see, akasha, space you can see. So too you can look at a sage every day, Ramana. The delight is same. Now, you know, in Tiruvannamalai town, people are crying because it is overcrowded. They are not able to see Arunachaleshwara in the temple. They were going for darshan for 60 years, 70 years. And now, because of the crowd, the so-called government authorities, they say, native people, you can come only in such a time. And that too, when they go, I heard that these people say, why do you have come so many years, why should you come again? New people are coming, let them have darshan. They don't get bored. Looking at Arunachala, you cannot get bored. Look at Arunachala, look. You can go on looking at Arunachala, and Bhagavan says, Vedanta Jnana will come. What happens? You look at Arunachala, and at last the look will be on your own self. Bhagavan will be looking at Arunachala, gazing at Arunachala. T.K. Sundareshwara says, sometimes we devotees will be very selfish. We will put a mat in front of Bhagavan's eyes so that he will look at us. Otherwise, the moment he gazes at Arunachala, he will be lost. The eyes will be completely stuck there. கனகம்மா எழுதியிருக்க தெய்வீக காதல் அப்படின்னு பகவானுக்கு அருணாச்சலத்திட்ட இருக்கிறது. So spiritual means you never get bored. Every day, same. There is a beautiful story of one of Ramanuja's disciples. A great Vaishnava devotee used to speak on Ramayana, Vishnu Puranam, all this every day he will speak. He had many disciples. They used to learn these scriptures from the master by 5 years or 6 years, and they will go back and they will have their own students. One disciple was with the master for 27 years. But if they ask him to chant one shloka from Rama, he will say, nothing will come. He will not be able to chant even one verse. But always joyfully listening to the divine stories in delight. There are some people, the way they listen, not this Vedanta listening, it is very silent. But when you listen to bhakti, some people have sometimes they will roar with joy. There is one of our devotees, when he listens, nobody can sit near him because he will become so joyful, you will get a big pat on your back or thighs. And Vishwanatha Mama said, you are patting on, do it in your thighs. Why do you do it? It is becoming red. Sometimes he will stand with joy. It's all like kind of samadhi, a delight in bhakti. That kind of story, sometimes he will stand. And he will say, oh, it makes such sounds. And this devotee was listening to the master for 27 years. One day the master said, after listening for so many years, what did you get? Because naturally this is also a business. You should be getting something. What do you get? That person said, I got one thing. I got a power. That you should be speaking like this and I should be listening like this. This is the power. And you say, my stock is over, I will go. The joy of simple listening. That I have got. So that is why the Bhakti Shastra, they give so much importance to Shravana, listening. And that is a kind of samadhi. So, in this verse, Bhagavan says, the sage is ever fresh because he has taken birth in Brahman. That is his true birth. A new birth. Bhagavan's death experience is the only death experience. It is also the only birth. When you inquire into the real nature of the I, the old I dies and eternity is born. Ever freshness is born. Navo navo bhavati jayamanaha. Veda says, after that birth, navo navo bhavati is ever fresh. And the freshness comes not from the mind. Freshness comes from samadhi. The true freshness comes from samadhi. You can see in the early morning you walk in some forest area. The birds sing with so much delight. Every day. They don't say, today I am bored, I am not going to sing. That is, the Vedas, the Rig Veda says, a very crude example it gives, not example actually, simile it gives, that the raindrop falls down and the frogs, they starts making sound, croaking. They start croaking, and the Rig Veda mantra is there which says that is the rik. That is the mantra. It comes from the original source. It is no more mechanical. It comes from the original source. The frog is making the sound. Birds are chirping. And all these, you listen, you find that it is all that phuraṇava. That are the primordial sound, what they call the word. That Shabda Brahma. Entire nature has absorbed that Shabda Brahma. There is a mantra which says the trees have absorbed that primordial Shabda. The samadhi is there in the trees. Dhyayantiva dhyauhu, dhyayativa dhyauhu, dhyayativa prithvi, dhyayantiva vrikshaha. The trees are in samadhi, the earth is in samadhi, the space is in samadhi, says the mantra. Because that alone is ramaniyam. That is ever fresh, ever fresh, ever fresh. Every time you see it is new. That is one sign of an illumined sage. Every time you see him, you are seeing him for the first time. It is new. Pratibodha viditam matam. The mind makes everything, very old. Mind is dead matter. All knowledge of mind is dead matter. The true knowledge is that which is born in the consciousness, which blazes forth in consciousness. So it is navam. Navam means pure, new, fresh. And Bhagavan says, the Munindra, the emperor among sages, he is navoyam. He is always navam, new. Children are like that, you can see. You don't get bored by seeing them. Every day you see them, it is fresh, it is joy. Old people, grown up people. See, all of us. Oh, he is coming again. Because you are bored with him. He is an avatar of boredom. So, Pirandadi Yavantan Brahmamulatte. When you take sannyas, there are two things. One is doing Shraddha karma for yourself. All Pitr karma is done. It represents death. The person is dead. It is actually true death experience. And then what? There is new birth as a mukta, as a jivan mukta, as a liberated being. No more old self, no more body, no more mind, no more ego. Only that true beingness. That is navam. That is new birth. Avane pirandan. Bhagavan says, he alone is born. Sayeva jataha. Avan nidam pirandan. Sacha nitya jataha. Avan navan dinamum. He is every day fresh. And one word Bhagavan adds, Nādu. Sanskritil irka? Ille. No, it is not there in the Sanskrit. In Tamil, Bhagavan adds one word, approach him every day. Go to such a sage so that you will also absorb that freshness. Yesterday we were speaking about prana, that prana comes only when it is fresh. Only when something is fresh, the prana will be there. Dead body, no prana. When it is alive, what is the difference? Prana is there. In a child, it is full of prana. In a grown-up person, many places are vacant. No prana. It's almost a dead body that is walking. That is why you don't get any energy from that presence. You see, after rain, look around, you see Arunachala, it is all fresh. All the trees, they have drunk deep the water. Water is prana. There is a Vedic mantra which says, heaven is showering prana through the sunlight and through the rain also. And drinking that prana, you can see all the trees, plants, everything fully green. And the Shri Rudra says, Harikeshaya Namaha. Shri Rudra says, Shiva is standing with all green head. In various forms. His hair, jata, is all green. They say, it's all trees. Seeing the trees, that Shri Rudra says, that Mahadeva, that Shiva is standing there in all these forms. Harikesha. Kesha means hair. Harita Kesha means all green hair. The Shiva is standing there. All with abundant prana. And that prana arises from consciousness only. Where else can it arise? Sometimes, when you are dull, when you feel energyless, you inquire, go deep. Either only two ways. One thing is you have to sleep. Then also somewhat you will be energized. Why do you get energized? Because you don't use the mind, you go to the center unconsciously. And in samadhi also you are energized. You keep quiet, still, not allowing the I to arise. not associating with the mind, just chumma still, you will be energized. All energy will come out. It's like opening a fountain head. Energy will flow. Prana will flow into your body and mind if you go to the source where the I thought arises. The best way to be full of prana is to be still. Shumma iru. If you can do that, that is enough. So, somebody is celebrating their birthday, give these two shlokas. The first shloka, you might get something back. பிறந்த நாளேனும் பிறப்புக்கு அழாது. Everyone should weep on this day. But the second shloka, inquire within and find out who is born. About rebirth, if someone asks, Bhagavan will ask, are you born now? Find out. Then you will find there is neither birth nor death. And the source is ever fresh. It is avyayam, purna, full of shakti, energy. That is real Arunachala. Navo navoyam sadatam munindra. In Bhagavatam there is a beautiful picture that the great king Yadu, who was the great grandfather of Krishna, he was walking on the bank of a river, contemplating what is the purpose of life. Even as a king, I have not found that true joy. I have everything that a person wants, still I have not found the joy. Suddenly he finds a person walking on the bank of river, almost naked, bubbling with joy. Some children were playing around him. He is also playing with them. And he is young, very strong, and very radiant. Literally, the king became jealous of him. Because even as a king, I do not find such a joy. Where from has this person got this joy? Then this king goes to him and asks. He does a namaskara and says, I know you are an avadhuta, a liberated being. Otherwise it is impossible to be with so much joy. Please tell me the reason for your deep, profound joy. Why are you so much happy, so much joyful? You should not ask such a question to anybody. You can ask if somebody is crying, why are you crying? If somebody is having some trouble, health problem, you can ask, why are you not healthy? Someone is healthy, you go and ask, why are you healthy? Why you do not have heart attack? So that is, like that is only this question, why are you joyful? The king is asking this question. Bruhi atmanaha anandakaranam. You are sparsha vihina. The answer is there in the question itself. The king says, you are amidst all these people, but I see around you, people around you are like animals running in the forest, helter-skelter, because the forest is on fire. But you are like the elephant which stands in the middle of the river, very well protected from forest fire. Like that, amidst all these people, you are staying unaffected, very cool. What is the secret? Gangambastha iva dvipaha. Then that Avaduta gives a elaborate teaching to the king that comes in the Ekadasha Skandha. It's all about control of the senses, mind, and ultimately the knowledge of the self. Everything is imparted, and the Avaduta was no one other than Dattatreya, the great sage. So that is the story, but the story reveals that you can become the wealthiest person in the world, you will not find this joy. The joy comes to you by Atma Jnana, knowledge of the self. That is the simple thing. So this is for today. Tomorrow we will continue the verse, next verse. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti yathata veshtam kuru mam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhajami. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.